As if there wasn't already more than enough of a reason to stop bothering with PlayStation. They're getting worse. So guys, Loter for Life here. What are you guys up to? Bring you guys a brand new video. Sony, you guys are getting just absolutely insane. So earlier this week, probably going to be like next week by the time this video goes up. Well, last week I should say. The World Health Organization officially came up with a full definition for gaming addiction disorder. Now, personally, I am completely fine with this. As somebody who at one time was heavily addicted to video games and, well, still enjoys them and isn't as nearly as addicted because, A, I'm not letting it get in front of my life. Yeah, gaming addiction is real. And it is an actual problem. Is it as big of a problem as some people make it out to be? I don't know. I don't have the numbers on it. And it'll be very interesting to see what kind of comes out of the World Health Organization officially describing what gaming addiction is. One thing I'm not looking forward to, though, is Sony has announced that they will make countermeasures to help combat gaming addiction. Now, what are these countermeasures? They haven't said yet. And for all I know, I could be blowing it out of the water. But considering what they've been doing with their censorship as of late, I can't trust them. I really don't think that they have the truly best purposes for the players in mind here. Okay? Now, keep in mind that right now, you have two different kinds of a account for PlayStation. You have a master account and you have a child account. Child accounts can only be around under a master account, and they have to be connected to a master account. The child account, basically, everything that they can do or want to do is completely dictated by the master account. The master account can set restrictions on what the child can play, restrictions on how long they can play, and just set all these other restrictions. So there's already restrictions that you can do, that you can set up for your kids, okay? But the child and master accounts is something that you just don't see brought up often. You don't see it. Sony doesn't advertise it. Heck, Nintendo did a huge, 4 or 5 minute long video that was super cute of Bowser and his kid showcasing all the parental controls for for the Switch. Why hasn't Sony done anything like that? Heck, they could do it with Kratos and his son from God of War if they really wanted to do something similar and just rip off of Nintendo like they've been doing lately. Yeah, I'm still salty about the Sony Classic, the PS1 Classic. That could have been so good, but no. So, we already have those restrictions available to us to do. But now they're saying that they're going to put in restrictions on everybody? Or is it how is this going to be set up? They haven't said, and that's the concerning thing, because they also haven't talked about the freaking censorship going on, and for all we know, they could basically impose a self-imposed 2-hour restriction on everybody. Will they do that? Probably not. I hope to God not. We're adults. We can choose how long we want to play, and hey, we can also choose how long we want our kids to play. So there should be no reason to do this, Sony. Okay? I get it. You guys want to try and look cool in front of everybody, but stop it. You're not helping. Okay? Okay. I wanted to just kind of get that out of my system, and let's briefly talk about the World Health Organization making gaming addiction disorder an official thing. Okay? Gaming addiction is a very real thing. It's a very real problem, and I've seen it at its worst, and I've been through it at its worst. Back in middle school, which I'll be 100% honest, guys, middle school was some of the worst years of my life. All my friends moved away, and I was relentlessly bullied by God knows how many people. Now, I'm not looking for victim points or anything. I'm just saying that, hey, it was hell for me, and so I retreated into my games more than ever. And likewise, I got heavily addicted to MMOs in particular. Not World of Warcraft, because I just did not have the money for that, and my parents were not going to do that. They I don't even think our potato of a computer back then could play World of Warcraft. But what I was able to play was RuneScape. And guys, I got heavily addicted to RuneScape. I would play on it pretty much from the moment I got home until dinner, and that was usually a good 4 hours in between, and I would just do nothing but sit there and play it. That's all. I would even like push off going to the bathroom for the longest time. Now granted, that's 4 hours, but then immediately after dinner I'd go back to doing it. And my parents would have to like force me to go and do my homework if I had any. And sometimes I didn't do it. And that got me in trouble. And you know, that was really messed up. And on the weekends, forget about going outside. What's the outside? I'd get up early and I'd be on the computer pretty much all day. And if my parents told me, okay, you've been on the computer too long, I'd get off the computer and then go play on my PS2 or my PS3. And if they forced me to go outside, I would go outside. But it was very rare that they would actually do that. I remember they even took me to a doctor, and it was a therapist, and the guy's like, well, we don't have any proof that gaming addiction's real, so I can only give you recommendations. And basically said limit them to an hour a day. And you don't want to know what happened? I found ways of getting around that. My parents tried to enforce the hour a day for gaming so hard, but they wouldn't keep track, or they had no timers or anything. Now, granted, a lot of that was bad parenting, and also the fact that my dad was working like, God, so many hours a day. He was rarely home. My aunt was also working a bunch. So basically they had no way of keeping track of the hours, and it was really hard to do that for them because everybody was working, and when they weren't working, they were doing stuff at home, and that just made things even more crazy. And you know, that really that may not be the case for everybody, but you know, for a lot of people out there, it can be that case. What actually ended up breaking me out of that was a card game called Chaotic, which was fun enough online, but however, also it became big enough at my in my area that I actually got out to go more, and I'd go and play the game with my friends. And so while I would play it a lot online, I'd go outside more, and I made a friend, and we would be outside basically all day riding our bikes and stuff. And it was thanks to Chaotic that I got out of my video game addiction back then. Now, however, a lot of people don't have that ability. They don't have an outlet. They don't have friends, and it's hard for them to, you know, get out there and make friends. And so I'm hoping that with this, you know, official definition for gaming addiction, that more people can get the help they need to be able to get that, to curb that addiction and get out of it. Because that's what they really need. They need help to get out of it, and I'm hoping that this is what's going to help it out. Will it? I don't know. Time will tell. I'm hoping that people like Sony don't make a mountain out of a molehill. But I digress. So what are your guys' thoughts on the whole gaming addiction thing? What do you guys think of Sony trying to grandstand on this? I hope it doesn't go anywhere, but knowing Sony and what they've been doing lately and how they haven't been exactly making good business practices as of late, I don't have any particular hope. Thank God I kind of decided to not get the PS5 as of now. So guys, thank you all for watching. Have a great day. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And peace out.